Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be providing a long-term market analysis for Bitcoin, and I'm specifically going to be looking at the monthly chart and the RSI. So we'll be looking at this trend between the time duration and the drawdown of the RSI from its cycle peak to its cycle low, as well as the interaction around the midpoint, which is 50. So if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, by the way, feel free to check out my Twitter page. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. I'm fairly active over there as well. So first, I do want to just talk about what I've got going on the chart right now. The red vertical lines correspond to the cycle peak in the RSI, which is this chart on the bottom. You can see that we had a peak in the RSI in November of 2013, which corresponded to the market cycle's all-time high around $1,200. Same thing here for 2017. The RSI peaked right around 96, and that corresponded to Bitcoin's peak around 20K. Now, the interesting thing about this market cycle is that the RSI peaked right here in March of 2021, which, as we know, was not the all-time high in terms of price. We had the first peak right here in April, right around 65K, and then later on in November, we had that second all-time high formed right around $69,000. And you can see on that second all-time high, the RSI did not actually make it back up to its previous high, which was around 92. In fact, it only went all the way up to around 69. So a very big divergence right here on the monthly. And what I want to focus on is the downtrend in the RSI, specifically during this bear market. So I'm just going to take a measured move here from each peak to each low on the RSI. So you can see that during this bear market in 2013, that was about a 54% drawdown over 14 bars, which was representing 14 months. And then right here in the 2018 bear market, we had a decline similar in around 54% over around 13 bars. So this bear market on the RSI lasted about 1 month less than the previous one. Now going over to today, when we peaked back here in March of 2021, so far the RSI has been declining by about 15 months. And that is just measuring out to the June low, which is the current low in the RSI coming in right around 42. And this also represents a decline by about 54%. So all of these are fairly similar in terms of the percentage drawdown as well as the duration. Now, if the RSI were to make a lower low in the next few months, we could obviously extend that out and say if we were to make a lower low on the RSI in December, that would be a drawdown over 21 months, which is definitely an outlier compared to the previous two market cycles. But again, that would only be if the RSI were to make a lower low, which certainly does not have to happen. And there's a quite reasonable chance that the RSI low is in place, and that wasn't back here in June around 42. So this current market cycle really does not look too different than the previous two, again with the same percentage drawdown on the RSI of 54% over a similar period of time, with the average being around 14 bars or 14 months. So this chart could be some supporting evidence for the bullish side, where we've already experienced a similar drawdown both in time and percent on the RSI as we have seen in the previous two bear markets, and potentially another leg down might not be warranted. Now certainly we could go either way, but from my point of view, I look at this and I say a 15-month decline is plenty amount of time to really reset and filter out all this bull market euphoria. And that's really the function of the bear markets, is to get rid of all those euphoric emotions where you get those extremely high and unrealistic price targets. And when you have such a strong period filtering out all that noise, it really sets you up nice for another cycle where people have given up on crypto, and eventually when that money does return, it FOMOs in later back here on these vertical like rallies, and that's sort of the ebb and flow behind Bitcoin. That's the cyclical nature of it. So even though a lower low on the RSI is certainly possible, I do have to respect the longer term trend, the longer term pattern of these bear market declines, and say, hey, well, listen, we've definitely gone long enough and steep enough of a bear market to warrant, say, an accumulation phase and then a reversal of this big bear market decline. So that leads me into the next point, where I'm going to be focusing on the 50 point of the RSI. And what I want to focus on is when the RSI sustainably gets back above 50 and it remains above that level. And you can see that anytime the RSI has actually broken back above 50, there was no fake out. We did not have a move above 50 on the RSI and then come right back below it. This move right here in March of 2020 was the low closest we got, but do keep in mind that we actually had a bounce off support off the 50 level and then continued back up higher. So I'm going to mark out here every time the RSI has gotten back above 50 after being below it for an extended period of time. So there was this move right here in October of 2015, this next move right here in April of 2019, and then lastly, we have a move eventually in the foreseeable future that will come back above this at some point. Now, we can't actually determine when that will be, but what I want to illustrate is that when the RSI did break back above 50, that sort of concluded this accumulation phase where we sort of ended this bear market consolidation. So just going right here to the 2015 cycle, we had this period of consolidation for a very long period of time, around 8 months, just going sideways from $217 right around to $313. Just a lot of consolidation, accumulation, building up a base for the next cycle. Very similar pattern right here in 2018. We had this move ranging from around $3,200 all the way up to $4,000. 4 months just kind of consolidating here, a lot of accumulation happening, and then eventually when RSI did break back above 50, that concluded this accumulation, and then we had this pretty nice move up to around 14K. So going over here to today, we have been consolidating for the last several months right in this zone from 18 all the way up to 24, 25K, and the RSI is still below 50. So the point I'm trying to illustrate here is that when the RSI does make a move, a sustainable move, a rally above the 50 point, the neutral point, that is going to be a very bullish and telltale sign that we could be exiting this longer term accumulation and heading into a new bull market, a new cycle where the RSI starts to get back above the oversold territory and we start to make our way back up into some of these overbought territories, leading into that euphoric peak. So I hope you guys did enjoy the content and the analysis. Once again, check out my Twitter page. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. By the way, make sure to check out our sponsors in the link in the description below. This channel is partnered with the cryptocurrency exchange FTX.us. If you sign up with my referral link in the description below or with my referral code SNOWYCRYPTO, you can get a 5% discount on exchange fees. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.